Well, here I am, and there you are, and here we are, and it's 7 o'clock, and it's Tuesday night, and it's time for Nerd Cave Show. And we have some really, really good things to talk about. Some funny things, some good things, and some surprising things, I'm just going to say.
Surprising's a good thing for that.
Good surprising.
This is the
positive actions here. I mean,
but affirmative whiskey action.
Affirmative whiskey action. I like that. The Happy Juice was a lot happier than we expected it to be.
It was surprisingly pleasant Happy Juice.
So, hello, and thank you all for joining us. We love to see each and every one of you, and the show is about to start. I'm going to give you over to Ray here in 3, 2...
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful, happy, plentiful of beard Nerd Cave show.
There's plenty of beard over here.
Yeah, there really is. Really, not much over here. I kind of keep it trimmed up. So
yeah, but there's a little bit over there. I mean,
there is. I've got the business style beard. So
hi, Mandy.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, there's quite actually the chat's going kind of nuts here. How's it going, everybody?
We got Eric, we got Retro, we got Mandy.
Yeah, there's quite a few people in there.
Yes,
good
nice,
evening, everybody.
Nice.
So those of you guys want, yes, we are still giving out. Can you put the logo up? Run Kitty Run. Those of you who want Run Kitty Run on Steam, we do have more keys to give away. This is in collaboration with Confused Pigeon Studios.
I love the name of
their name absolutely rocks. We actually played
You people are awesome.
Yeah,
just saying.
I love their name. But the game is actually coming out this week on the 17th. We had some fun playing it last Thursday night.
It was a lot of fun.
We were playing. Those guys who watched the video. Now I have the link. I posted it up in the Facebook group page, but the Nerd Cave Dwellers. But for those, that's actually, if you can go to AudioCraZ.com, you can find the video there and all the contest information. But the giveaway for the keys. But it's coming out this week. We were playing a beta version, which we knew going in was buggy. Still had a lot of fun.
Even with the bugs, it was still a lot of fun. They got a good foundation going.
But anybody that wants a key, basically free game. Who wants it? This is part of Confused Pigeon Studios. Stay home and game. Basically, stay home, stay safe. What we're calling it, stay home, stay safe, game on. Basically,
stay home, stay sane, game on.
Yeah. Don't go. Stay home. Keep yourself from getting the current pandemic and have some great games. So yeah, anybody wants to PM me? I will gladly send you. I've still got some left. I've given out like the bulk of them, but I know I've given out quite a few of them. But I do have some left, so PM me, and I will start handing them out until they're done. I was going to do a competition or a contest tonight, but the fact that I have so many of them, and it's not like me buying it for somebody, so I'm just saying, hey, PM me, first come, first get. I'm messing that completely up. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right.
I am still kind of flabbergasted tonight, and I'm not going to. This right here. Okay, those guys. This is from a company called Rebel Yell, and this is their root beer whiskey.
This stuff is crazy good.
Okay, first off, take the logo down. First off, I want to say this much. I bought this as a joke. I sent, like I normally do, I go out and find weird, kind of weird whiskeys. I love my whiskeys. But I went out and was trying to find one, and I saw this, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy it because I wanted kind of a, and even when the beard came, he was like, dude, I'm going to buy this, no matter what, I'm buying this off you. I was like, all right, cool, no biggie. I really didn't think about it. But he heard my tone change. My tone changed when I peeled away the seal here, and I was like, that's cork.
Actual cork.
And those of you guys who know, the whiskeys you get, like any alcohol you get that has an actual cork cap, you may be in for a surprise. Now, sometimes they're not so great, but they're at least a little bit more premium when they do that, at least my experience. Some companies, they go with those super cheap rubber, and you can kind of... But this is, it has the...
You can hear it. That's what I love about it.
But here's the thing. I popped the cork on this thing, and I took a whiff. And I was just like, I literally did a, what the?
Just a whiff.
All I smelled was root beer.
If you like root beer, you're going to love this. Hands down.
And it just like, I literally went around my house. I was like, smell this. People are like, what are you doing to me? And I was just like, no, smell. And they were like, I was
it
like,
was almost like the creepy, does this smell like formaldehyde?
Yeah, really. Yeah. This is for my socks. Tell me what this smells like to you. And just, that kind of thing. But I went around the house and everybody was just like, what the? Like, you don't get that normal whiskey smell. It's just, it smelled like I just opened a can of root beer. So I pour some into a glass.
It's your dad's root beer,
It is. It's 70 proof. But I took a drink and I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I kind of like root beer. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's good. And I was pleasantly surprised with this stuff. This is definitely going to be my next time I'm going to try this chilled. One of the few times I will drink a whiskey cold. But this, when it first hits your taste buds, all you taste is root beer. And then it's like a smooth whiskey that just complements it. Beard, tell them. What was your opinion of it?
You don't expect it to taste the way it tastes.
Mm-mm.
You expect, like for me, when I open a bottle of whiskey, doesn't matter, it can be finished in beer casks or whatever, you get a really good flavor, a really good smell, but then when you taste it, it's just whiskey. Not that that's a bad thing because it's good whiskey. Mm-hmm. This stuff tastes like root beer. I mean, like strong alcoholic root beer. So like I said, if you enjoy root beer, you need to try this if you consume alcohol. If you do. If you don't, then don't. Yeah. But if you like root beer and enjoy alcohol, please try this.
But you don't really, like, you can feel the alcohol behind it, but it's got a slow burn. It does. It has a slow burn. It's warm at the end.
Yeah, as someone said, yes, it's a slow burn.
And Retro Obsessed goes root beer whiskey float. We were talking about that before the show. Yes, we were talking
about that. That's something that just might have to happen.
And I was like, I don't have ice cream. I'm so upset right now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so far this is like, I've been looking at this bottle and coming up with weird dessert ideas to go with this, and I'm like,
ooh, this would for the foodies out there and the people that like to cook, this would make a great reduction, and you would have a really good root beer flavored reduction that you could add to ice cream. Oh yeah, it would be delicious. I mean, as it is, you could add ice cream to it.
Amazing.
We might have to make some videos.
And this wasn't a very expensive bottle. I can't remember how much I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was like $20-$25.
They're about $30, I want to say, maybe on the outside. It's not a bad price.
Rebel Yell, bravo. You guys did an absolutely amazing job with this.
Oh, yeah.
And we usually don't talk about the Happy Juice. But
it's usually just a little blurb. It's like, this is what we're drinking, and on. Yeah, see, Mandy, my wife, she knows exactly what she was thinking about the reduction. Yeah, we're on that level. We know.
All right, I may have to buy another bottle of this stuff just to experiment with.
Absolutely.
That's what we're gonna be needing to do. We're gonna be doing some experimenting with the.
Yes.
But those of you guys want to try it, you guys ever saw it in the store and just kind of try it. If you like root beer, you will. If you like root beer and you're an adult, if you're adulting, if you like root beer and you're adulting. I'm not going to say adult, but if you're adulting, this is what you want.
If you're at least trying to act like the adult that you are, absolutely, yes, buy this stuff.
Yeah. And please don't mind that I'm currently drinking my root beer whiskey out of a Stormtrooper glass.
See, at least mine has a Viking on it. Ha!
My root beer. Mine. All right. But yeah, that's tonight's Happy Juice. And wow, this is really happy. It really pleasantly surprised us, and I had to really talk about it. For those guys who are interested in a good
root beer flavored
whiskey, that's what I'm gonna call this one. This is definitely, and you can ask the Beard. I don't like messing with my whiskey.
Oh no, he's a straight up whiskey purist. You know,
I love my Irish
room
whiskeys. There's some
temperature.
Kentucky whiskeys. Canadians, wow, those guys can make some pretty good whiskeys. And I'm one of those people. It goes from the bottle to my glass to my lips. You don't mix it. You don't chill it. You enjoy it in the way it is presented. And that's the way I drink my whiskey. And I'm looking at this stuff, and I was like, I can chill this. I want it on ice cream.
It's opening up new worlds for AudioCraZ.
Only with but that's the thing. There's very rare cases where I'll do that, and this warrants it. This is the kind of whiskey that warrants it.
However, you have to admit that while you are a whiskey purist, nothing wrong with that. But like last week, I believe it was, when we mixed the Jameson Stout with the
that's also because I didn't
Gatorade.
like the stout flavor.
Right.
But it really made a good yeah, see, no, I can if it allows it so I can actually drink it, then yes. But it's also the point of we didn't throw umbrellas in it, which I was happy.
I was upset that we didn't do that, but
yeah, I know. I
don't mind a little froofy every once in a while.
The beard hasn't shown up with lights in it. We had
Hey, we haven't had a holiday.
You didn't show up with Christmas lights in the beard this year. I was upset.
I plead the fifth.
And now that we've completely deviated from any form of normal topic, what's going on in the chat? At least what we got here. Yeah, everybody's going nuts for the.
Everybody's talking about the whiskey.
Yep. What's up, Mr. Bear? From that's Eric, right?
That's Eric. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, anybody wants. I'll be keeping an eye on. I won't check them, and I got to mute my phone so I don't hear you. And it's not that I'm ignoring you. I just don't want to hear it. But yeah, anybody wants you can PM me on any of the social medias: Facebook, Twitter, or Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I will remember them. You can even hit me up on any of the other ones. Yeah, hit me up or email me, whatever, and you can. I
might need to see if I can get a couple of those keys from you. See if I can give a couple out. I don't know.
Go do it. I got a handful of. Like I said, I know we're past the halfway point of giving them out. We gave out quite a few over the weekend. I know there's a few people that didn't get them. Anybody that knows somebody with a Steam account that would like one, like I said, we're giving them out. We want people to stay home. We want people to stay safe. And thank you again to Confused Pigeon Games or Confused Pigeon Studios, and you can find them on Steam. Or you can go to the website, audiocrazy.com, and look for Run Kitty Run Steam Key Giveaway. I have a page on there, and I have a link to it, the game on Steam, or the link to on Steam website, link to their website. Get a hold of them. They're a small indie developer, and kudos to them for hitting us up. And
with a name like Confused Pigeon Studios,
how
can
awesome.
you go
I love
wrong?
That name.
I mean, that's just it's yes.
Mandy goes, I think we're going to make a reduction soon.
Absolutely, yes. I'm thinking some steak. Yeah.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Well, like I wouldn't bring you some.
You better be. All right, so I think we need to get into, I don't have any of my notes here for it, the Fallout 76 Wastelanders. And I wanted to talk about this tonight because, one, it came out today. I don't know if we have any Fallout 76 Wastelanders players, or anybody who plays any of the Fallout games. I'm a big fan of the Fallout series. I originally got into Fallout with a friend of mine got me into Fallout Tactics, and then I got into the original Fallouts briefly. I really wasn't into that whole turn-based style gameplay. To me, it's a little bit slow. I can understand some people who are big into deep strategy. They enjoy that kind of stuff. But I was a promotee that when Fallout 3 came out, that's the game I got into. And it was because it was the perfect mesh of first-person shooter and what do you call those games? I am drawing a complete blank.
Shooter, looter, kind of, I guess?
They're not really. Shooter, looter. It's it's kind of like System Shock 2 and stuff like that, where you're a first-person shooter, but you're also you have inventory and you're managing your stuff, but you're also doing the quest lines and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm completely blanking on the name. If anybody can post it up there. Role-playing games. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was going with.
Took me a minute, but
I need more Happy Juice.
I'm out of Happy Juice.
Really? You suck it all. It's that good, huh? Usually he has a little bit left in the glass. He doesn't ever get through 15 minutes and suck it all down. So that kind of tells you how good it is.
It's really good.
But with Fallout 76, and let me go to the page. With Fallout 76 Wastelanders, one of the big changes was they were bringing Fallout 76 to Steam, which had me happy because I wasn't going to download and install yet another installer just to play one or two games. I mean, Battle.net's about it, and that's because they've been around a long time, and I've got my StarCrafts and everything else. But there's one thing that they added, and especially with the Wastelanders, is, if you guys don't remember, Fallout 76 was mostly about multiplayer. It was essentially
like
Fallout
a free-for-all
hybrid into battle royale kind of thing, where you still had some kind of quests and you were still there were still some things you were trying to achieve, but it was small teams versus small teams, and it was kind of, they were trying to do this hybrid of Fallout 76 and battle royale with way too much emphasis on loot boxes or the microtransactions. It was really bad. There was huge fumbling.
You
and stuff
remember
like
the
that.
episodes, don't you, where we went on about the ridiculousness of it? But
It
anyway,
was.
I
It was
digress.
really bad. I think that they took a serious beating for it, and rightly so, because over the years, Bethesda has gotten really bad about, let's not finish the game, let's just release it buggy, and we'll just keep releasing updates, because it's better to release something than to not release it, and than not release it and actually patch it, where they are completely 100% wrong. But because of how bad the game was, how buggy the game was, how many exploits, like this was their first foray for the Fallout team into multiplayer online, and it's a whole nother world. And they quickly learned how their security was pretty much non-existent, and guys were hacking the game like crazy. And it ruined the gameplay for what few people did play. Well, let's not also forget about the duffel bag trash bags.
We all remember that conversation, don't we?
Jeez. I still, does anybody know if those people who bought that overpriced collector's edition ever got the correct duffel bags?
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard if anyone has said.
The last I
whether or
heard
not
was they were
got
making them. They were going to have them out, but I've never seen a post. I'd like to hear if someone actually say they got them. I'd like to know that people actually got them. I don't want it to be that they got. I assume they did, because nobody's really complaining about it. But I haven't seen it. But here's the one thing. Here's the major thing. Not only does it bring Fallout 76 to Steam, but it's also bringing the one thing that it should have had from day one. And that is NPCs, or non-player characters, and quest lines. Now, there was a kind of rudimentary quest line system, but it was mostly based on, playing the multiplayer. And I'm mostly speaking this from what people have told me. I have not played it because it was such a bad launch, and because of the bad taste I had in my mouth from Fallout 4 and Fallout 3, and really the only game that was very exceptional as far as I'm concerned was Fallout New Vegas, and that wasn't made by Bethesda. That was made by the guys that made Outer Worlds, and we all know that they can make it a great game because they produced Outer Worlds, and I'm still waiting for that to come to Steam. But yeah, they finally added quest lines and stories and NPCs back into the game. Like, they've spent a long time putting everything in the game that should have been in there since day one. That being said, I'm getting to something here, and I apologize if I seem to be running along, but they put it on Steam, and it's popped up. And I'm currently conflicted. And I'm kind of curious. There's a lot going on with the Fallout 76 Wastelanders, and as I'm reading it, I'm going, I kind of want to play it now. And I keep looking, and I'm like, I want to buy it. I shouldn't buy it. I want to wait, but I want to buy it now because now it's on Steam and they've added everything into it that I wanted from day one. Like, they didn't have any of the storyline. They didn't have any quest line. It's still multiplayer online. And that's still the basis how the game is set up. But I'm at a crossroads. It's like, do I forgive them? Do I forgive Bethesda for what they've done in the past and purchase the game with the Wastelanders expansion? And you know me, I'll buy the digital deluxe version, the big one, which I'll spend $60 on. Should I actually do that, or should I not? And that's literally what's going through my head. I'm literally conflicted. I'm sitting here going, should I give them another chance? Should I give Bethesda a second chance when it comes to Fallout? And I haven't heard enough about people.
I mean, they really dropped the ball.
They
recently,
really did, but I really want to. The fact that they've spent, over a year now trying to fix the bugs and now adding all the quest lines and storylines that should have been there, but now it's just a DLC. And here's the downside. Wastelanders is a DLC. That being said, there's a minimum level requirement. You have to be level 20 to do the Wastelanders content. So you have to do the original game to level 20 just to get to the Wastelanders content. And that's another place where I'm kind of stuck because I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
I can't blame you.
That's literally one of the other steps. So, Crazy Iris goes, wait until summer sale, then it won't be that bad. Oh, dude, you are so. That's one of the other things I've been thinking about. It's like, but it is on sale now because what is it? They're selling it for $40 currently, and then if you get the digital deluxe, which adds everything, that's $50.99 for the entire thing, not $100 that it originally was. So it is pretty much kind of a discount. I don't know if they're going to discount it for the summer sale. It may all depend on how well their sales are, and I'll have to keep an eye on that for next week. But what their initial first week sales are, depending if they're good or not. I wouldn't be surprised their sales on Steam are far better than their sales were on the Bethesda Net launcher. Except for the fact that if those who didn't get their refunds,
right?
But it's like one of those deals where I literally am conflicted, and I really want to hear what other people think. Like, Beard, what do you think? Like, you're pretty much screw you guys.
Okay, they like I said, they dropped the ball.
They really
now.
Did.
Yes, they've had a year. They can work the bugs out and whatever. The question is, did they? I mean, really, did they? And
that's kind of what I'm waiting on.
Are people, I think you're smart in waiting for right now because I think what you should be doing is looking at, what people are saying about it.
That's another, that's the exact thing I'm kind of doing.
A wise man learns from their mistakes, but a wiser one learns from the mistakes of others.
And that's what we learned from Fallout 76. I didn't have the trash bag, which I'm happy for.
What was the quality of the helmet? Did we ever even hear?
It was just thin plastic.
It was just thin. Okay, so pretty much what people were expecting.
Yeah, but honestly, the helmet you're not going to expect much because it's going to be one of those one size fits all or one size fits nobody.
Right.
One size fits your little brother. It's kind of the sizing on it.
One size, yeah. Well, we can't all have heads as big as yours.
Yeah, true. I've got a melon, but that's kind of where I'm at. And plus, it's also the fact that I've got other games that I'm playing. And we're going to be getting into more games. I'm going to get into this in a minute, but I still wanted to hear what you guys. Crazy Iris, I loved your. I completely agree with you. Wait till the summer sale.
Wait till the summer sale. Yeah, I
But
agree.
you got to remember, this is the Bethesda. Now they may do it because they're still doing their. What is it? Their Fallout First, or whatever. I can't remember what it is. It's their subscription. They've got their subscription still on top of that. Oh, and that's the other thing. But and here a lot of people are complaining about this, but I completely understand it. And one of the things, if you have Fallout 76 on Bethesda Net, there are some things that will transfer over to Steam, and that is cosmetic items. costumes, stuff like that.
All right.
But currency items, your subscription and your atoms will not transfer over. And that is because the differences, and I completely understand it. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but there's just no way around it. There's a differences because you got two companies that have virtual currencies that are like, who sets the value on what?
Mm-hmm.
And there's conflict between, well, we think it's this, so we can transfer it to you for this for nothing. And they're going, but you're selling it for this on our platform. And there's a conflict, so they're just like, look, we're just not going to transfer them. If you want atoms, which you can buy atoms on the Steam. I've already seen them. They go up, it's like $5 for 500 atoms or something like that. I still don't see the value in doing that kind of stuff. I don't. I can't. I don't do that.
I like what Retro said. He said, "Wait until Ray gives away a key."
Hey, if they want to give us keys to give away, I will gladly do it. And
absolutely. If you want to throw some keys our way, we will hand them out to people.
Yeah, and as soon as I give out all these Steam keys, so like I said, anybody have friends? Anybody want Steam keys? Hit me up. I will gladly. I've got a few keys left. First come, first serve. I will get you guys taken care of. Run Kitty Run, great game. And most likely next week I'll be doing another game giveaway. Not sure yet. I'm probably going to do it as another poll. So please go to the Nerd Cave Dwellers Facebook page, group page. You can find the links on AudioCraZ.com and go there. Keep an eye out. I will put a poll up, and I'm going to decide. I'm going to probably do another community deal where I give away another copy of a game. I've given out I've paid for 2 copies out of my own pocket so far, mostly just to, like I said, there's a lot of people out there. You got a lot of free times, and I really want to see. I know a lot of people are hard. It's really hard right now, and those of you guys don't know. I like to see friends gaming. I'm very, very corruptive that way.
And he's got a really big heart too. So.
Oh, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. Sorry about that. Took a drink when I shouldn't have.
He's also got all of the happy juice over there.
Yeah,
which is
I really
not
do.
What
I really do.
I'm happy about.
But next week I'll probably do another game giveaway. I'm not sure what it'll be at this time. Those of you guys who if we do not give a copy, if you do not get a copy of Run Kitty Run and you want one, once we run out of keys, they are going to be selling it. The game's going to be like $10 or $15. I saw one time it was going to be $15. One time it was going to be $10. 10% of their sales for Run Kitty Run are going to go to
it was a COVID-19
it's a relief
fundraiser, relief fund. Yeah,
it's going to be for a relief fund, so it is 10% of the sales are going to be going to help people.
Yeah,
so totally worth it.
Not only are you getting a great game, but you're also helping a great cause.
Exactly.
So how can you go wrong?
No.
Really?
Yeah. So where are we at on time?
Well, we're good. We're like halfway there.
Sweet. So that's one thing. It's like I want to talk about Fallout 76, and I don't put it past me. The more I talk about something, the more I convince myself to do it. Gary may have to slap my hand to prevent me going and buying it right after the show.
I will do it too.
You will.
And I'll have fun.
But I really want to play the game just to have an honest opinion on how good or bad it is.
Right.
Like I said, I love the Fallout series. I really do. Fallout 3, I thought, was very ambitious. It really took us in a different direction. I was very forgiving of a lot of the bugs. The general community was, because the scope of the game was so massive and so detailed that we kind of forgave. If you give us a lot of content and the lore is it looks like you spent most of your time on lore and depth of the game, we'll forgive game glitches. We kind of have that thing, but over time, you're going to have to spend a little bit of quality time on hammering those glitches out, especially if they're game engine glitches. Like, come on, guys. And Bethesda didn't. They just rode that train of us being okay with it up until Fallout 76. And once you took away the lore, once you took away everything that basically allowed us to forgive you for your past mistakes, what was there for us to forgive, to be okay with shoddy product? So that's kind of and that still has a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah,
because a lot of people still have that taste in their mouth.
Exactly. If you guys don't notice, I do have this funky hair thing going on. Of course, I have not been able to go to a hairstylist, so I'm starting to get that helmet head, matted down. I'm kind of enjoying it, really, because I'm looking at I'm getting more of the creepy uncle look going. I'm kind of enjoying it.
He was always there, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Yeah. Exactly. So, sorry, Evil Eyelash of Doom. Get out of there. There we go. That was 2 of them. All right, I think it is Cave Gem time.
Cave Gem time.
If you guys saw the graphic we had for tonight on the YouTube and stuff,
it's a big fuzzball.
You guys are looking at it like, why are they sending us foam?
It's foam.
What we are doing. This is a microphone, the foam windscreen, and I'm doing this for a specific reason. Did you post a link?
I will get on that right now.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
So, most people will buy these windscreens as like pop filters. They serve a second benefit. And I know this from my job. I know this from the industry I work in. There is a second reason.
There it is, right there in the links, folks.
Awesome. Yeah, you can go to Amazon. It is an Amazon Associates link. The second reason is, one, yes, it helps to break up, your hard P's, your hard B's, the hard breaths that get on that pop the diaphragm. These will help break those out. There's a second benefit to them. One, once you put it on a microphone, and I've got 2 different sizes here. The one we put on the link is this one right here. But the other reason is, when you're talking, it is inevitable to have a little bit of spit hit your microphone.
It's going to happen, folks.
It's going to happen. And a lot of people want to they're like, well, this is my microphone. And yeah, over time, you can, like, this is a Beta 58. You can take it apart. You can wash this part. You can even buy a replacement ball, what they call a ball filter. But if you're going to have multiple people use these, get yourself a windscreen, especially this day and time. With the COVID-19 going around, with the whole pandemic, if you're going to have multiple people, especially if you're working in a studio, I tell people, carry your own around. You can wash these, and I am fumble fingers right now. I can't keep it in my hands.
I need 1 or 2 of those.
They're $10.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have some of your own. After a couple of days or a week or 2 of use, throw them into a bucket of Lysol. Let them soak overnight. Mm-hmm. Let them dry out. They'll have this nice Lysol scent to them, but they'll be clean again. They will.
This is an important thing. Now, I want just to illustrate. I just remembered this. I'm sorry to pull away for just a second, but
yeah,
funny little story. My wife and I saw Kiss in San Diego back some years ago, and in between songs, we saw Paul Stanley change the foam on his microphone.
Yeah.
And it was it's something that had to be done. Now, I was not a stagehand at the time. I was just a fan. And but he made the joke, it's time to change the rubber. You got to change the rubber, and we can't stress the importance of wrapping your tool.
Wrap it. Here's the thing. You have a microphone, and yes, there will get spittle, there will be stuff, and especially if you've got a microphone where multiple people are going to use. Every now and then you'll especially when you're using a mic like this, you're going to want the proper uses 1 to 3 inches. Well, it's not uncommon to accidentally brush up against it.
It will happen, yeah, especially with one of those microphones.
So with the large ones, you use them on the larger broadcast microphones, or on these smaller ones, and I'll show you this. You put these standard ones, but these smaller ones, I bought these because I'm not a big fan of the huge thick ones like this. But these you can make work over the standard broadcast, or they'll work on these regular ones, and they fit over like that.
Very nice.
And now this little bit of spittle will get put on here.
Well, you can clean that off.
Pop it out, throw it in a bucket with some Lysol and water, let it soak overnight. You'll see a bunch of black come out. The first time you pull these, you'll notice the black dye will come out. They'll turn. You'll notice there is a slight difference. This is one I cleaned. This is the one that's fresh out of the package. And you'll see that this one's a little bit more of a grayish color. It's lost some of its black dye. That's perfectly fine. It's still perfectly functional. put it back on, use it again. I can't stress enough, having a couple of these, especially if you're artists, if you're going to go out and use microphones for people, having things like these. If you're a germaphobe, I tell people who are germaphobes, buy a couple of these all by yourself. Go somewhere, say, give me 1 second, pop off the, hey, can you grab that for me? I'm going to put this on because I have to have a clean one on there for me. Keep yourself safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And trust me, I don't know any place they'll have a problem. If I had any artist, any person that came in and asked, hey, do you have a spare one of these, or do you mind if I put on this? Go right ahead. I'd rather people be comfortable and safe, not having to worry about picking up something from somebody else. Because I've seen some of these get really nasty. And there's some of these mics that in order to take them apart, in order to clean them, you literally have to break them down and desolder some stuff just to get the windscreen clean.
Yeah,
and you don't want to do that.
It's a process you don't want to have to do if you don't have to do.
And there's some guys who are like, oh, I don't like it. It doesn't sound right. Honestly, you're going to lose probably maybe 5 dB a gain at the most with these.
It's an acceptable loss.
And you can make that up in a slater, and a little bit of more gain on the fader.
Absolutely.
So if you have some of these, use them. If you don't have some, they're $10 on Amazon. Buy yourself a couple.
Absolutely. I need to order
Keep
a couple of those.
you and yours safe, especially during these times, but you can do it anytime. And I'm a strong proponent of it.
You never know who might be carrying what.
Oh, it's not uncommon
who
for
might
someone...
be sick, who might have a flu virus. You don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's a personal health thing, personal just a safety thing. It's
Exactly. You don't know who may have and we're not even talking about the latest pandemic. Someone may have a cold.
Exactly.
But they're going to go in and they're going to go in. They're just starting to get it. So they're going to go in, do an interview. They may cough or sneeze. And that's going to be on the microphone.
And then it's on the microphone. And
you can't just hose down a microphone. I mean, there's proper ways of cleaning them, but that means you have to take the microphone down and take it apart, and
it's a process.
It's a process. This is a few second.
And here's the thing too. Not only that, but not everyone does that.
No.
So you grab someone's microphone, you don't know what you're holding in your hand.
Exactly. And those of you guys who are podcasters, this is also something I'm trying to tell people who I know do online streaming. Put these on. You can put these on your what are those? The Blue Yetis. You can put these on them, especially if you're sharing your microphone and sharing stuff with family members. Yes, you will have to increase the gain a little bit, but it's not that hard to do.
Blood is blood, but when it comes to personal safety, nobody's family.
This is a pretty good spot for personal hygiene. So, I just want to do that tonight, especially with everything going on.
Our very own PSA to you.
All right, so do we need to get back to talk? We need to talk about the PlayStation 5 controller, don't we?
We need to talk about that.
All right. So the memes have been out crazy for the PlayStation 5 controller since PlayStation released the image on, what was it, the 7th?
Something like that.
On the 7th, at 1 o'clock, they released the screenshots for the new PlayStation 5 controller, and there are people who love it, and there's people who hate it, and there's a lot of people like, dude, that's an Xbox controller.
Remember the movie Chappie?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
That's the Chappie controller? I like this one better. Because
controller.
it does look like Captain America in the Endgame suit. Yeah.
That's it.
I
like the PS4 controller. I like it better.
Now,
I mean, I'm not saying it might be a great controller, but
Well, we don't know a whole lot about it. They've only released images and a few things. One, we do know it's going to have haptic sense on it, which is what is it? Let me pull that up. That is, unlike where the previous controller, where it had like a little vibration, and essentially what it is, the motor was on or off. And within the software, it'll go brr, brr, brr. It would just buzz, and it'd kind of give you a little feedback, but that's all it did. It was just the motor on or off. Now they're going to do, I think they're doing, what they're saying they're doing haptic, which is going to have variance in the vibration, which to me, I think that's going to be either a couple of motors or they're going to have motors that they get pretty good.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I haven't seen these yet.
Oh,
either. So I'm seeing them for the first time. So if I chuckle or laugh, I apologize.
Those guys watching on the listening on the podcast, I've got a bunch of the memes that people have been posting going by as we're talking about this.
I love this one, the Uno game. Sony, make good controllers or draw 25.
Draw 25.
So that's great.
But yeah, it's going to have haptic feedback, which is going to be more advanced on the Rumble technology.
Now, I can't wait to check that out because, to my inexperience, I'm not the techie that you are. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what the difference is going to be in the PS5 haptic controller versus the PS4 DualShock controller. I love this one picture with Frozen.
Yeah, my thought, in my belief on it, because I am a techie and I'm trying to figure out how they're doing it. My honest belief is I think the past one they were just motors, and the little weight spun. It was an off counterweight. Basically, the weight was all one side of the motor, and when it spun, it just was basically out of balance. It would spin in one direction. It was just a motor that got turned on or off. Well, with haptic, I believe what they're doing is similar, but it's going to be a stepper motor where they can, or they can spin back and forth. It may be able to go one way and then spin back another way.
Right.
They may have more. Now, it may just be multiple motors, but it may be. I'm
really curious to see
is stepper motors.
That could be it. I like what's happening in the chat here. Retro says he says it's a nice looking controller. Crazy Iris said, I still say it looks like an Xbox controller.
It does. It looks like the Xbox.
Okay, the Minion.
The Minion, yeah.
The Minion guy is great. For those of you on the podcast, look up the memes. Look up the Minion PS5 controller meme. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to describe it. I would not do it justice.
What I may do is go through and post all of these on the website.
Please.
So if you guys want to go to audiocrazy.com, and I'll try to post all the actual meme images.
These are hilarious, but I like what Retro says. I heard, but don't know if it's true or not, but heard that they will have some available with built-in microphones in them.
Yes, that is actually one of the new features. They are going to have an audio a microphone built into the controller.
Nice.
And it is going to have a headphone jack. Now, whether it's going to be like a social media, or not social media, like the headphone jacks for... where it's the 4-pin, where you have stereo left, stereo right, microphone ground. So you can have microphone in your headset. I'm curious if that's going to be integrated, but there's supposed to be a microphone built into the controller itself and a headphone jack.
Now, I'm imagining if it's just a headphone jack, then it's going to have that separation in the control so that you plug in the controller and, the microphone is still going to be independent.
What do you mean?
If you get what I mean. Like if you plug in a set of headphones that has a microphone jack on it.
Well, that's why I'm curious. If it's going to support...
Oh, I got you. Okay,
If it'll support it, or you can only plug in standard headphones and you have to use the microphone built in the controller. Yeah, this one, bruh.
I love
the Stormtroopers, bruh. What is it? There's going to be a... create button on the current controllers. There is a share button that is becoming a create button, and it's going to do everything that the share button, but they're adding more features, and they haven't quite gotten into what all of those are going to be.
Nice.
So the create button, or basically the live stream button for those of you guys, the button I hit to go live, that's still going to be there. There's just going to be more functionality to it. This is something I thought was really cool, and I really, really want to check this out, and that is the adaptive triggers. And what this is the left two and right two buttons are going to have programmable resistance on them.
That is really, really like next level in my opinion, because especially for like first-person shooters, because then you really get to experience what it's like to, let's say, hold a weapon that has a hair trigger. Or, one that you have to apply a little more pressure to. That's really interesting that they're going to do that.
What I'm interested mostly is to see if that your triggers are going to be your brake and your gas.
That's something else too.
If they can make it where, that kind of how it gets tighter. More resistance as you pull deeper on the trigger for throttle and stuff like that. Yeah, that's another thing that I thought was really cool. But I have to. It's like I said. It does. The way the previous PlayStation controllers were a little bit thinner, so that's what kind of made those, and the Xboxes looked a lot like me, where they gained a few extra pounds.
You and me both.
There you go.
Brother.
There's a Totoro.
I love that one.
Yeah,
that's great.
It reminded a lot of people of the Totoro. So, yeah, that was another thing. The built-in microphone. That's it. See here. There was something else that we're adding. The DualSense, which is part of the haptic. Adaptive triggers. The create button, which is basically an updated version of the share button. Pricing on it. Now, we all assume you're going to get one controller in, just like you always do. You get one controller with a console. It'll be out when the console comes out, which is currently estimated right around Christmas time, because they're definitely wanting to get out this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're estimating here in the U.S. about, like it normally is, about $50, $60.
Well, everyone knows if you push the buttons harder, you go faster.
Very much.
That's a good one, Retro.
Yeah. It's kind of the way my life usually is. Let's see here. Well, actually, no. Somebody's saying about the current controllers are 50, but with the new tech in them, they're estimating possibly up to 70. So somewhere around $50 to $70 is where the controllers are going to be.
I could see that. Some of the PS4 controllers are like $65 a piece.
Yeah.
So it could
$70
even go north
right,
of that.
especially with all the new tech in them.
Yeah. I like what it says about the haptic controller, though. I'm really, really, really curious now to check that out.
Now the other thing is people were noticing is there's two lights that the two sides where it comes up. They look like like the shoulder straps. Those are actually indicator lights. That's where the lights, instead of having the big light in the front, that's where your red and blue is going to be.
Okay.
And we don't know if they're just going to be a solid light, or if they're going to make where you can have variants in colors. We don't know how far they're going. Right now, they're just showing the blue.
Interesting. I like what Retro says. He says he heard that they're going to have a lot better battery lifespan as well.
Well, as big as they are, I would hope so, because that's a big, beefy controller, and I'm assuming they're putting some beefy batteries in it.
Beefy batteries.
Beefy. The other belief is that if you look at the front side of the controller, and a lot of these pictures don't do it, the handle grips, you see where it's the white on the left and right, those may pop off, where you can apply skins to them. But that's just a belief. It may just be the way the design is.
Well, it would be cool if that were the case.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Pretty much the layout is essentially the same, but the other cool thing that they've done, and if you guys, and none of these pictures really show it, they've got a cross-hatch texture to the sticks. So the sticks are supposed to be a bit more tactile for your fingers, for your thumbs.
Nice. Okay.
So you may be able to have less pressure. If you look at these two pictures between the two controllers, it's the PS4 style is a little bit real smooth. The PS5 one actually has a crosshatch texture around the outer rim.
Okay.
Which should help increase. You won't have to hold the sticks as hard in order to move them around. They won't slip out of your fingers as easy. Until you wear them down, of course, but it depends on how much you use.
I like that one.
Yeah. I figured you liked that one.
Looks like a little bigger for us big-handed guys, is what Retro says.
It really, and that's the other thing, is it's a pretty good-sized controller.
So those with little hands might have a slightly difficult time. Although it looks like the way they have it laid out, it won't make much of a difference.
The problem is people are looking at it, they're thinking that they're really big, but if you look at that compared to the PlayStation, what's happening is if you notice, if you look at the other controllers, it didn't come out to the sides as much. It's to the inside of it. It's about the same. It's the outsides are more rounded, So it's going to fit more in the palms, the palm of your hand, better on the sides. I don't think the controller, it looks like it's bigger just by the way it's shaped.
That
but I don't
could be
think
it
physically
also, yeah.
it's that much. You look at between the two.
Yeah.
Like between the old classic one and that one.
True.
It's not, honestly, I have a feeling that it's going to be just as comfortable in any size hands, because if you notice, your hands are going to be more in a comfortable position like this, rather than the old PlayStation where you held it like this, which is actually not as comfortable. They've positioned your hands more in a
It's like the
natural position.
The Microsoft Natural Keyboard when it first came out. It was
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know a lot of
absolutely.
people are complaining. I love the Baymax one.
I love that guy. That's awesome.
I honestly, the more I looked at it, it's like, yeah, it looked like I know a lot of people complained about it, but the more people complained about it, the more I looked at it, like, you know what? It looks like it's going to be more comfortable. And that's why I didn't have any problems with the controller. That's like, I didn't go nuts like a lot of other people did.
Yeah, I think, it's something that's probably going to have to be experienced to get the full, well, anything is really. You've got to hold it in your hand and use it so that you understand what's going on with what you're using. So
yeah. So honestly, I think I'm looking at it, and to me, it looks. I'm going to be flat out honest. I think the design's a bit boring. I don't see it as very spectacularly great. But then again, all I'm looking is a couple of static images. It may not, the design may be simple and plain because the overall tech and the use of the controller.
That could very well be it. I mean, think about it. They've got haptic technology in it, and it's supposed to be,
there's a bunch they haven't told us yet.
Exactly, too. So, like you said, I think you may have hit the nail on the head when you said that what we're looking at is just static images. Who knows what it's going to be like when you actually have it in your hand.
They didn't, and this wasn't in the PlayStation announcement, but Sony does have a patent for wireless charging for a controller. Now, whether that's going to make it into this controller, we don't know. Here, this one's for you. Whether we're going to have the patent, have wireless charging in the controllers yet, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's been out long enough. The technology is more than matured.
The Fisher-Price one's great.
Oh, I love the Fisher-Price one.
Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
But yeah, there is a patent out there that Sony recently took out, and basically it shows a wireless charging adapter that can snap onto a computer game controller and can be inductively coupled to a charging base to wirelessly recharge a battery in the controller. So,
nice.
There's other things, heart rate and sweat sensors. Like, they're really good touting the technology in these controllers. And like I said, when people look at those controllers and wonder they're so big, it's like I'm looking at some of the stuff they're talking about, and yeah, there's got to be a lot of tech in these. I love this one. Now, this is one of my favorite ones because it's actually artwork somebody did.
Where the controllers are, the sticks.
Heart rate and sweat sensors in the controller, which honestly wouldn't be that difficult to do. The sweat sensors I'm not so sure about. Heart rate wouldn't be that. Here you go. The color theme to match with it. So,
oh, that's great.
So another thing it wouldn't be that far-fetched. It really depends upon the tech that's built into it. I like this one.
A DualSense controller looks like teeth of a carnivore. Oh, I love it.
Voice control. And
nice.
It wouldn't be that difficult. Honestly, actually, it wouldn't be that difficult because there would be very little tech required. Just recording in and sending that audio to be processed by the PlayStation. And it would mostly be software that would listen to it. The only thing is I know they are not going to talk about it with all the eavesdropping. There would have to be a lot of functionality to disable it, because some people get pissed. Just like the whole Amazon Alexa, who was always recording you, which has to happen, because if you just want to speak up, hey, Alexa, it has to be listening, and it has to be monitoring. So, but yeah, that's the PlayStation 5 controller, and honestly, I see a lot of people complaining about it, but
you know what? I'm not going to say anything good or bad about it. It looks cool. I'm not going to. give an opinion until I have the thing in my hand and I experience gameplay with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to know anything about it until then. Visually, I can see how some people would not like it. They would be whatever they could be off put by it. I don't. It looks like a video game controller. I want to have it in my hand, playing a game with it to see what it feels like.
Now, here's the one thing that some people have speculated. You see how all the buttons are clear, but none of the colors, or there's no colors or anything in any of them? Some people are assuming that the small little holes or the shapes are where LEDs are underneath the buttons. And they will light up to be whatever color. That's a current... Nobody said there hasn't been any press release or anything on it, but that's a current. It wouldn't be far fetched to do. Yeah, the only thing is it would just drain battery.
Probably, but if it's a bigger battery, then maybe they compensated for that. But Retro, I saw your comment about the picture behind my head, the Nerd Cave picture here.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that.
This is a gift from Retro.
Go back to the main screen so they can see it.
To the show. Let me give you. I'm gonna go. Hang on, and there we go. I'm going to get my head out of the way here. This was a gift. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, that's a wonderful gift from Retro Tom.
Awesome gift.
Retro
Thank you, Retro.
Tom, oh, no. I am horrible at this. Tom, Retro Obsessed. I still call you Retro Tom because that's where, when I originally met you, that's where...
Retro Tom
That is ingrained in my brain. So I call you Retro Tom all the time. Retro Tom Tom is... Because it rolls off the tongue. It sounds so good. I like it. Retro Tom Tom. Sorry, so that's what I go with all by default. That's what my brain goes to. But yeah, that sign was given to us. He found a Nerd Cave. Somebody had made a Nerd Cave sign. It's Nerd Cave what? Gaming
Yeah,
store?
Nerd Cave Classic Gaming Center is what it says.
Yeah. Really freaking awesome. It's a great... So I basically told Beard he had to put it him. That way when we have a camera on it, you can actually read it.
I like how it says an 8-bit dream world of adventure.
Yes.
It's very cool. Thank you, Retro.
Another thing I wanted to bring up. Guys, Thursday nights, we are doing Community Gaming Night. We are doing what I'm calling the Not-So-Land. I literally coined that, and I was just like, I love the name, so I'm going to start calling it the Not-So-Land. And essentially what it is, you guys don't know what a LAN party is. That's where everybody gets together in a house. Everybody brings their computer. They set up a local network, and they all local LAN game. And back in the day when I used to do Quake 2, there really wasn't much online for dedicated servers because there really was. Basically, most of us were on dial-up. But if we got together in a house with I had a Bay Networks 24-port 10100 switch, and I would get a bunch of people, and we would just game. We would literally, everybody would show up on a Friday night. People would leave getting maybe a few hours sleep the entire weekend on a Sunday night, if not early Monday morning. I'd be going to work, and I'd be telling, just don't make a mess, clean up when you're done. I'd leave the door. And we would literally just game. We would go through multiple packs of soda. We would have leftover pizza boxes. It was just the most amazing time. So
sounds like I missed out on some parties.
Some of those LAN parties, and I used to have some of my friends. We used to come over, and we haven't spoken a long time, but we hit up every now and then on. Well, it's another reason why I stay on Steam, because most of those guys are still playing on Steam. That's how we. Some of us old timers are still hanging out on Steam because that's just where we started, and it's so great. But this week, Thursday night. So basically, if you guys don't have a link, I completely forgot to. Hit me up. I'll send you a link to my Discord. And what happens is everybody joins in. We pick a game and we all play. This week we have planned, we're going to try to get people in. If you can't get in to play with us, you can at least watch. I'm going to live stream it on Twitch, so you can join in the chat room, and you can watch us on Twitch. But we're going to play Borderlands 2. And the main reason for that is, one, I think I'm the only one of few people in the group among my friends right now that has Borderlands 3. But I have bought copies of Borderlands 2 for enough people that we should all play it. So this Thursday night, probably about 6 o'clock, we're going to go on Steam, or we're going to go on Twitch, and we're going to get a co-op game of Borderlands 2 going.
Nice.
And I have never played a 4-man game of Borderlands 2 before.
I don't have Borderlands 2 on Steam.
You
but
will.
You will.
I'll fix that because I've already bought one game for somebody else, so I'll take care of it for you as well. But yeah, so if anybody wants to join us, let us know. But Thursday night, hit me up on either hit me on social media or post on the Nerd Cave Dwellers Facebook group page. Message there. And if anybody wants to join that, click on it, find it, and you'll be good. You can find it off the groups of the Nerd Cave.
Nerd Cave.
I'm sorry, that's really hitting me. The Nerd Cave Show.
Mm-hmm.
AudioCraZ.com, and you can click you'll find all the links there. But I don't do the permalink Discords. I ran into problems with that. So as people ask, I'll post them. They'll be like the normal, last for so long, and then you'll have to get new ones. But we did last week with the beta game, and it was a lot of fun.
Run Kitty Run. That was a lot
of fun having a bunch of in there. So we're going to try to make it a Thursday night thing where we're all at home, and we're going to do the Not So Land.
Yep. I'm going to take 1 second here real quick. Retro's son, Ninja Kyler 9, he said hey through Retro, so I want to give the shout out back to him. What's happening, Ninja Kyler 9?
Hey.
We saw that you said hey. Ninja Kyler 9, that's his YouTube channel, so maybe he's got some interesting stuff on there. We'll have to check him out. Cool.
Yeah, Crazy Iris said they're down for BL2.
Yep.
Perfect. Like I said, and everybody hop in. Me and a friend of mine, me and her played last night. Played some Borderlands 2 co-op, and it was a lot of fun. So I think what we're going to do this week is we're going to start fresh characters.
Oh, okay.
We're all going to pick we're all going to pick a character. There's six characters to choose from. And I think 4 people can play together. Everybody else can watch. You can hang out and voice chat with us. It'll be a blast. And what's going to happen is the 4 of us are going to try to play together. We're gonna try to do a 4-man co-op through the single player and do some leveling up and having fun. What else? We can all pick characters. I'm really good at Maya because I know how to build her for team healing. But the Commando is another one for team healing where you can have your turret come out and do team healing.
Okay.
If you're in the radius of it. So there's we can spec build for team healing and team buffing. The other thing, why what happens when you play with multiple people in Borderlands? Any of the Borderlands game?
No, I don't. What's up?
All mobs increase in difficulty. But also the weapon drops increase
in value.
Well, not in value,
but in
they have a better chance or a higher chance of dropping like the higher tier legendaries. Like there's certain weapons that will only tier weapons will only drop not tier weapons, but certain attributes on weapons will only drop if you're running like 2, 3, and 4 mats.
Nice.
And there's some world bosses, like the big bosses, you can only defeat with 4 people.
Well, I can see why he wants to get 4 people
in. So, yeah, we're going to do that with Borderlands 2. We may do that for a couple of weeks. We may switch up games every week. I don't know. We'll do it week by week. But I think this will be a fun Thursday night thing for us to do.
Maybe one of these weeks we can do Killing Floor because, that would be fun.
We would have to get enough people. Here's the thing. The one thing about this is more of a co-op.
Yeah.
We got to. Well, actually, no. That's right. Killing Floor is co-op.
Yeah, you can have I think 4 players on Killing Floor. I don't know. I mean, if it's something that can happen, cool. If not, then
no, that would probably work. Because I was thinking also multiplayer games. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm putting it out there. I'm mostly sticking to co-op because it's anybody can go out and just play games against other people. When you're playing co-op, you're playing with friends and you're kind of having fun.
Yeah, I think there's yeah. Either way, man, that would still be cool.
There's other things we
like
can do.
I like the Borderlands 2 idea, yes.
We can do Overwatch, but we can play custom game modes where you play the tweak modes.
Nice.
There's so many other games we can play. I can break out my Coupon server. I have a dedicated Quake 2 server that's still running to this day that we can connect to and play on. So
he's a gamer from way back.
Oh, my server is still running to this day. I'm actually going to rebuild it and put it on it's currently running on an old AMD server proc that's just, It's fine enough for Quake 2, but I want to beef it up a little bit. So I'm going to take some parts and rebuild the thing. So, yeah. Let's see here. Retro Obsessed is asking, is there any racing game that does do online multiplayer? Does anyone know? Yes, there is. We'd have to look. I think most of them are like kind of like maybe the Daytona. Or no. There's the Forza ones. The problem with racing games, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like playing racing games on PC. Unless I have a controller, and I'm not going to invest that kind of money in for like one game. I just won't do that. But
maybe Retro's got some we can borrow.
maybe we can do it like a PlayStation game or something. I don't know.
No, maybe.
I liked the Forza games when I had it on the Xbox 360 a long time ago. I may go pick it up for the PS4, but I don't know. We'll see. That's definitely a possibility. I don't know. I have a hard time playing racing games. No, there is the Wreckfest, which is like the what game was that? It's basically like Crash Derby, where the whole job is to ram people and try to take out cars.
Okay. Crazy Irish said they used to play Trackmania back in the day. No idea if it still exists, but that was a multiplayer game.
One game I used to play religiously online for a long time was Revolt, which was you were an RC car racing. That was a lot of fun.
Ah, okay.
But
remember
there's another
RC
one.
Pro-Am on the Nintendo?
Yes. Another one that a lot of people can probably get, and I think it's relatively, or maybe a free-to-play, is what is the game where you're playing? It's the soccer game. But you're doing it with cars. Like it looks like they're basically like RC cars. It's kind of like Trackmania, but it's one of the more recent ones. And I can't remember the top. If anybody can, Rocket League.
I don't know what.
Rocket League. That's the game. Anybody has Rocket League, get that. That's actually could be a lot of fun because you're basically little cars, but you're playing soccer or football.
All right.
European football.
Okay, gotcha.
You've got two big end goals, and you're trying to hit the ball back and forth as a car. And I actually have the Batmobile for that game. Don't seriously, do you have to ask why?
I'm not surprised.
I guy says I can't do Rocket League. So I played it briefly. So where are we at on time?
We're a few minutes over.
A few minutes over? All right. I think we're gonna call it. Dude, you guys are absolutely amazing. Keep an eye out, like I said, keep an eye on the Facebook page, the Facebook group page, Nerd Cave Dwellers. Keep an eye on the website. But we are gonna do the what did I call it? The Not So Land?
Yeah, the Not So Land.
We're going to do the Not So Land this Thursday night, probably about 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to hop in. I'll be live streaming on Twitch, so you can catch me there, twitch.tv/AudioCraZ. If not, you can come into my Discord, and you can hang out with us. But we're going to try to do Borderlands 3, and we're going to try to make this a weekly thing where we hang out Thursday night with you guys and play games because that's what we're supposed to do, like have fun. I've been kind of doing it Monday nights with people, just kind of not really things, just kind of me and friends. Like I said, me and a friend of mine, we played Borderlands 2 last night, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And it was just like I gotta get more people into doing this. It's so much fun. So we're gonna have to get through. If anybody is wanting to do, like I said, I'll try to get with everybody, try to get them to get their characters built and ready to go at the beginning of the game before we start. But the Not So Lame Land, no. So, all right, guys. We love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing every single week, coming and hanging out with us, yakking with us. So we will see you guys next week, unless you guys are hanging out with us on the Facebook page. Then we will see you guys probably in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20, 30 minutes.
Or if you guys hang out on Steam, like I said, PM me if you want to. Anybody here, anybody in chat, find me on any social media and say, hey, send me a stream key and a Steam key for Run Kitty Run. I'll send you it. Hey, free game. Comes out in a couple of days. So
yeah, 2 days, something like that. Yep.
So other than that, thank you guys. Love you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome, and we will see you next week.
Good night, folks. Thank you.